Thank you.
On poursuit maintenant avec un cinquième intervenant, M. David Shtern, qui veut s'adresser à M. De Souza. Bienvenue.
Good morning, all. Good morning, Mr. Mayor. Good morning, Mr. De Souza. Good morning, Mr. Dauphin. This budget document is green. I see there are many highlights of green. It's true, and there are many areas that are favorable, like the STM. However, on page 210, the descriptive version, I am jumping up and down. It does say 12 million per year. However, on page 219, in the line items, it doesn't say 12 million, so I'm not jumping up and down. Mr. De Souza, you say there is a reserve, a corporate reserve. Who will prioritize that corporate reserve, and is it written down somewhere that 12 million per year in that corporate reserve will be allocated to natural spaces?
Thank you, Mr. Shtern. Monsieur De Souza.
Yes, Mr. Shtern, I turn your attention to page 221 of the budget. In there's a number of reserves that are there, and as a result of that, the intent is that if Council accepts this budget, it will guide us in terms of the priorities that we would make under the reserves, not just in green spaces, but elsewhere. And we have pledged, as you see on page 210, to at least allocate 12 for green spaces. Doesn't mean that it will be spent, but that allocation and availability of funds will be there.
Merci, Monsieur De Souza. Thank you. Mr. Shtern, do you have another question?
Yes, another question supplementary. Why isn't the 12 million specifically in the budget in a line item? And B, Mayor Tremblay, and I agree with you, Mayor Tremblay, we should be partners. It's a two-way street. Maybe it's a three-way street. In terms of Meadowbrook, for example, we have heard that it's a done deal between Montreal and the developer Group Pacific. Why are Côte Saint-Luc and Montreal West left out?
Merci, Mr. Shtern. Thank you. Mr. De Souza.
Thank you, Mr. President. Why is it a specific line item? No, because in part, the proposal that we're putting to Council is that further to the Mayor's instructions the 2nd of November, that all items that were deemed to be contractual agreements are reflected on specific line items, and that's why there are specific line items for that, and we agreed that with regard to the rest, there would be a prioritization of all future projects. So don't feel concerned, you're not alone, whether it's be water, roads, culture, sports, and any of the major expenditures done by the city, other than specific items that were engaged by the city at the time. Everything else is popped into this reserve, and then that will be reprioritized. With regard to Meadowbrook, the recommendations of the Commission have been deposited just, I believe, prior to the election. I've referred them to our services. They're going to be coming back to the Executive Committee, and they'll give us guidance as to what measures we would take to respond to each of the recommendations that were put forth by the Commission.
Thank you.
Including Meadowbrook.
Thank you, Mr. Shtern.
Thank you.
On poursuit.